This is Tom. He's from England, and just like me, he studied at Falmouth University in Cornwall and then moved to Oslo for love. This is the area of Oslo he works in, and this is his story about Norway.
I'm a graphic designer, freelance graphic designer, working at Brenneriveien behind Blå here with a bunch of other designers and illustrators. I came here because of Jab. I came to Norway because of an ex-girlfriend. She was not my ex-girlfriend then, that would have been a bit weird, but I came here because of her. After being together for a while, met at uni, and then we broke up, and then I stayed. A lot of people ask me why I stayed, but I was already working, had friends here, so didn't see any reason why to move back to England. I was pretty excited about moving to a new country, first of all. I still find it exciting in quite a few ways. You know, I still don't know the language perfectly, or anywhere near perfectly. So that's always kind of an experience and a struggle in some ways, but quite exciting at the same time. You know, it's nice to know that I've still got things to learn and things to explore. And then just being in a new country anyway, and having the opportunity to go other places that I haven't been to in Norway yet is exciting. Meeting new people and so on. Still getting into the workflow of being a freelancer now, and that's exciting for me. Snowboarding definitely helped. I was always into snowboarding before moving here, so having it on my doorstep pretty much is pretty amazing. Living in a city and then being able to go up the hill to Tryvann, it's a pretty unique experience. Probably not as much as you might expect, given the fact that Norwegians, especially in Oslo, are very good at speaking English. I don't have a problem in speaking English if I need to, but that said, I'm just about able to kind of hold an okay conversation when it's really necessary. So I think actually when I first started working here at an agency 4 years ago or so, I was actually speaking more Norwegian then, or trying to at least, because I didn't quite understand the expectations of whether I needed to speak Norwegian or whether I could just speak English, which is a good thing, of course. So I kind of dived into it then. But as things have gone, I've kind of, I've learnt Norwegian as I've gone along, but I've become more comfortable just if I just have to speak English. Yeah, well, I didn't really know anyone when I first moved here, apart from my ex. So when I was meeting new people, it was a few Norwegians, but actually it turned out to be more foreign people that I would end up meeting at first. And so through that, I've kind of created this more kind of foreign friend base. But of course, like as time's gone on, I've made Norwegian friends as well, and so I have a nice mix. So from the beginning, I would say it was probably mostly English, and then just trying to learn the odd few phrases here and there in Norwegian. I suppose when I was running Hja, that was, all foreign based. So talking to people about foreign culture in Oslo, that was always a reminder, obviously, that I was a foreigner. I've never had it where I've had any problems necessarily with people. There's never ever any sort of, I don't know whether you call it racism or anything like that, but yeah, it just sounds even silly to even mention that because you just don't get it here. So I've never had any huge problems. It's just really the language barrier occasionally that, if I'm in a group of Norwegian people and I don't understand what's being said, that's obviously quite a stark reminder that, oh crap, I need to learn more. And there's just small things, I think, as you go along, you realise, there's differences in humour. you know, British people are very sarcastic a lot of the time, and I think Norwegians sometimes struggle to deal with that or understand that you're being sarcastic. But for me, that's just funny anyway. So, but I mean, it's all very similar on a Western sort of cultural level. So there's not any. I mean, things like maybe Norwegians are very proud of being from Norway. They take their traditions very seriously, like the Norwegian National Day. And I think compared to England, where we don't celebrate St. George's Day nearly as they do here, there's an element of it being okay to be proud of where you're from in Norway, where in England it's sometimes seen as nationalistic. Even though it's nationalistic on a set level here, it's somewhat nicer and more comfortable to be around that. I don't know a joke, but I think it's a nursery rhyme, like a bit of a silly nursery rhyme. Ba-da-dum-pa, ba-da-prumpa, ba-da-dangle, ba-da-dum-pa. No. Ba-da-prumpa, ba-da-basha, ba-da-dum-pa, prumpa. Yeah, something like that. No, I definitely feel like a local to Oslo now. I feel like this is where I live, and this is where I'll probably live for quite a long time. But no, I'm always aware that I'm English in Norway in some ways, and I don't mind that. I'm not trying to become Norwegian. I don't really see the point. I'm quite happy being an English guy in Norway. There's been loads of good times that I've had in Norway, meeting new friends, and every part of it's kind of, as a whole, quite exciting. But I don't know, snowboarding's always good. I know there's a lot of people who would naturally sort of go towards more of free Facebook or something on the internet where they search out expat groups and so on. And I think that's all nice and everything, to have like-minded or your fellow countrymen around you because it's comfortable. But I personally wouldn't necessarily suggest that. I think more the way to do it would be to just go into a city, wherever you go into, in a more normal, natural fashion and meet the locals. Don't just, curl up in your little group of English people or whoever it is. I think it's, of course it's cool, nice to have that, and naturally you might just find friends like that anyway. But it's more important, I think, just to take it as it comes, see what the city, wherever it is you're living, has to offer. Norway is nice. I'm gonna go snowboarding.